Hey there YouTube, this is CFL Fanatic, giving you my Week 10 picks. I guess it's been a couple weeks since I've uploaded because I uploaded the Week 9 ones pretty early on because we were going on vacation that week. But Labor Day weekend is coming up, should be interesting for football. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss the Bombers and Riders and the Cats Argos games because we're going away. But anyways, all right. So last week, 1-1. Chris Schultz was 1-1 because I agreed with him again. So 500 yet again. That brings my total to 20-12, and Chris Schultz's total to 16-16. I gotta get better. 20-12 really isn't fantastic, so I gotta get better. Okay, on to my 30-second rundown. First up, Montreal. All right, 6-2. They're pretty dominant. Good, solid offense. Very tough defense, but they do not have Anthony Calvillo anymore. At least for this game. I'm not sure if anybody's sure of what the deal is for how long he's going to be out. But so 6-2, they're top of the East right now. But you know what? They got to keep going, and hopefully they can do it with their backup. All right, Toronto 5-3. Unfortunately, suffering a disappointing loss to Hamilton last week. But you know what? I think Cleo Lemon's getting better. Chad Owens and Ryan Christian in the return game, and Chad Owens in the receiving game, and Corey Boyd with his power running. There is just so many positives, I think, to this Argo team, and the evidence would show that they're only going to get better and better as the season progresses. All right, Hamilton 4-4. They've won 3 straight games after starting the season at 1-4. Last week they managed to beat Toronto, but I feel that they played relatively poorly in the Toronto game, and that should have been a wake-up call that that they're not going to get too many more wins like that, and they need to step up their game. But they might be able to do it. We'll see. All right, Winnipeg 2-6. Lots of people have had very high expectations for this Bomber squad this year, being coached by Paul LaPolice. So a 2-6 record is relatively disappointing. So the Bombers I think can turn it around because, like I said, I think Paul LaPolice, I think he'll be able to turn them around come the second half of the season, hopefully. All right, on to Saskatchewan, 5-3, but last week they suffered a humbling loss against Edmonton, 17-14. Darian Durant really looked off of his game in that one, big time. So Saskatchewan should continue to have success, but if the Edmonton game proves anything, it proves that they're not going to get too many free wins. They're going to have to work for it. Okay, on to Calgary, 7-1. If you'll remember at the beginning of the season, in the first 3 games that they played, they really weren't looking that good. They ended up were 2-1, but they really were looking mediocre. And after that loss to the Argos, I think that that was sort of a wake-up call for them, and boy have they responded. 7-1, leading the league, dominating. Just what else can you say? A dominant team. All right, on to Edmonton, kind of the opposite situation. They're 2-6 right now. So they were 1-6, but one against the Riders takes them to 2-6. So still not very good, but you got to start somewhere, I guess, right? So hopefully they can keep things going, but it doesn't get any easier. They have double Calgary, then Montreal, then Toronto. So the schedule does not work in their favor. All right, BC 1-7, dead last in the league, and for all you BC fans out there, I have to say nobody is more sympathetic than me because I've been there. I know what that feels like when your team is just falling apart, not able to do anything right. But hang tight. Hopefully you guys can turn it around. All right. That has been CFL Fanatic's 30-second rundown. On to Week 10 in the CFL. First up, Friday Night Football. BC taking on Montreal. Now, BC's last in the league, like I just said. Um, and last week against Calgary, they didn't play awful. They were close for a while until Calgary kind of ran away with it. But and let's keep in mind, Montreal does not have their starting quarterback. They don't have Anthony Calvillo, and when they don't have Anthony Calvillo, their level of playing seems to drop. They're not a one-man team, but you know what? It seems to drop. But you know what? I think I have to take Montreal. I'm not really in the mood to gamble. Could BC win? Maybe, but I'm going with Montreal to be on the safe side. Okay, Winnipeg and Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan, I think, on paper should have not too much problem winning this game. But Winnipeg, I think this is their time to start turning things around. I think they're going to be better in the second half of the season than they've been in the first. I think Paul LaPolice's coaching will come through better and should translate into more W's for Winnipeg. So are they going to get better? Yeah. But Saskatchewan just had a wake-up call. I don't think they're going to let what happened in Edmonton happen again. I'm going to have to say that Saskatchewan will win in front of their home crowd. Okay, Toronto and Hamilton, Game 1 of the Labor Day Classics. Like I said, last week Hamilton won 16-12, but remember, they only put up 16 points against an Argo defense that quite frankly looked like they were operating at junior high school level football. I really did not like it. The defense this year has been really hit and miss. That said, the offense is pretty good, and you know what? I think this was a game where, Hamilton really did not play that well. And I think Toronto is going to take this as a challenge. Wins in Hamilton on Labor Day don't come too often. But I think that this young Argo squad has the power. I'm going to disagree with Chris Schultz, and I'm going to be optimistic. I'm taking the Argos to win that one. Okay, Edmonton and Calgary, Game 2 of the Labor Day Classic. Now, obviously everybody, I think, exception being Calgary fans, most of us are hoping that this does not turn into a game like the last one in Calgary 3 weeks ago, where Calgary blew out Edmonton 56-15. I don't want to see that happen again. And you know what? Edmonton is starting to look better. They certainly looked better against Saskatchewan, but I have to say that Calgary is still the 7-1 team. The top of the West. So Edmonton hopefully can get a couple more wins, but I don't think it's going to be on Monday. So I'm going to go with Calgary. Alright, so those are my picks in case you missed them. So hopefully the Labor Day games are good. They usually are, and I'm looking forward to watching the ones that I can. I'll see you later.